Welcome back to #junkyjune. So I've spent the last couple of videos that I've shared with you kind of talking about this personal journey that I'm on and playing with junk, but also looking at some of the thoughts and feelings and looking back at my life and what does God want to teach me. And so I kind of talked about finding peace in God, and to find peace in God, for me, I have to move away from the world's, hustle and bustle and back to His design. And so I've talked about the shalom peace, right? And when you get that peace, how do you actually live it out? How do we take that interior shalom and let it shape the four walls of where I live, my home? Well, today I'm going to turn this Amazon packaging paper. I'm sure you get these. I love these. Why do I love them? First of all, it's really good crafty paper. I could care less about all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to trim it up, cut it up, and I'm going to make an accordion, a little accordion journal. I'm going to use collage, stamping, and then I found the most awesome graphic on a Facebook group that I follow online. And it just so resonated with me. And I've been thinking and praying about stuff. And that's what I'm going to share. That's what I'm going to put into this little journal. So I'm going to look at 11 biblical roles that women can do to turn their house into a place of worship in their home, right? So if you've been maybe feeling like your home's just a place to crash after a busy work day, I want to invite you to rethink that. And I'm going to build a little blueprint accordion journal to remind myself of the things that God has said that women's roles are and how that reflects His heart. Now, this next section is going to be really interesting because I filmed all this yesterday, making the whole accordion journal, and I'm talking away to you. And today when I went to go, what's my next step? None of it has any sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to trim it up, and I'm going to show you what I actually made and some, little parts about what I did. And then we're going to get into this really cool topic. And I think I'm going to spend the next couple days on this topic. So stay tuned. Here we go. I have used the Amazon packaging paper, as you can see, and I've trimmed it up. I'm not going to give you any measurements because this is really whatever size you want to do. But I trimmed it up into 2 pieces, and then I'm going to put it together to make my accordion journal. And of course, I don't really mind the labels and writing and stuff like that because we're going to end up collaging this, so it'll work out just fine. So basically all I did here was just put it together back and forth for the accordion and then glued the 2 ends together to make one. I think it ends up being 6 panels on each side, and I just used, stick glue, which for me works fine on this really heavy duty quality paper. So there we go. We just get that all glued together, make sure it's nice and put together. I'm refolding it, make sure the folds are all in the right spot. And that little flap, I don't know if I'm going to come over on the edge or maybe I'll make a pocket or something. So now you're seeing I have gone into my bins of leftovers and I pulled out lots of little pieces of paper. So I'm using music paper. I'm using those cute little flower books that I got off of thrift books. I love them. They're black and white. So that's what you see me, collaging those on. And they just add such a nice variety because there's some words and then there's drawing. So it kind of looks like I drew on it. So get out your fun, whatever color scheme you want to do. I decided to make this, quote, neutral beiges and some creams. And then that one piece that I just tore off, that's actually from where I used one of my beige digitals and then I stamped. That's a Tim Holtz stamp set. And so the other fun thing you can do, which is what I did, was I not only collaged paper on there. But I got out some of my stamps and just did some stamping. And I love the one that's like scribble writing. It's really fun. And then all the fun number ones that I have. So just, feel free to do stamping as well as collaging and just cover it all up and have a good time. So I've got it all collaged, and now I'm just going in and grunging it up. Just going over everything and adding some distress ink. I think I'm going to end up using that as like a little pocket or something. So this is what I got so far. It's kind of fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 12. I love accordion journals. You can look at my playlist. I've got a whole bunch where I've done accordion journals. I did them for Faith Journal January, Junk Journal January, Junk Journal July. I did those a couple years ago, last year, I guess. And I really like them. They're fun. So I've got stamping. I've got collaging. We've got our little booklet here. So that's our base. So hopefully you enjoyed and understood. There wasn't a lot of real important words in this. It was more showing you how I made this really, really fun accordion little journal. And we've got it all. This is, all the backgrounds. And so I've stamped and I've collaged and I've done all that fun stuff, right? So I've done both sides and they're ready to go. And as I mentioned, look at what I found. Let's see, do I have it in a big section? I don't, I already cut it up into 4. Okay, I found this graphic, like I said, on Facebook, and it's called Biblical Household Roles, and somebody made this graphic. And so I saved it as a ping, and then I downloaded it and put it into Canva so I could have 4 on a page, and I'm gonna go over this. Now, I want to share, again, my heart about this stuff, because what I'm going to share with you is kind of things that I didn't really know. I knew I wanted to be married in my 20s. I knew I wanted to have children. But I was also, as you've heard in my previous videos in this series, I was really torn and probably pulled in the wrong direction by the feminism movement and everything that they were telling me. And so I didn't understand or know that the wonderful skills that God gave me, because I started to cook when I was 10 years old. I learned how to cook for a family. I learned how to clean. I learned how to be a really great homemaker. But somehow the world was telling me, well, that's all you're going to do, Diane? That's it? So you need to go get a job. You need to get an education, get a job. So of course I went to college, and yes, I got a degree in biology and chemistry, and I did all that. But like I said, I knew I wanted to be married and stuff, but I just did not understand any of this. So I'm sharing this from an old lady who's looking back. And if I were to give you advice, you need to follow God's plan. If I had followed God's plan, I probably wouldn't have been divorced, first of all. Number 2, my children would have grown up in a mother and father home. I would have relished the skills that God gave me instead of seeing them as a burden. Like, that parents should be the primary disciples, and that I would be responsible for teaching and modeling faith every day. Well, first you have to understand that I wasn't a woman of faith at that point in my life. I was really living the culturally worldly way. So did I know any of these? No. That Christ was the head of the home. If you don't have Christ as your Lord and Savior, you don't understand that it's his lordship over your home that's the most important. So I'm going to go over some of these. I'm not telling you that, if you're young and you're living in a 2-income household and you're out going to work and somebody else is watching your kids, I'm just going to say, stop, look, turn to God's word for what he's telling you is the successful way to live your life. Because by the time you figure it out when you're in your 50s, it's like, what? It's too late. So I'm sharing, I wish I knew this. So I'm sharing that to say, maybe you don't know this either. Now is a good time to stop and look it up. So over the next couple of videos, we're going to have fun making some stuff, but I'm really going to go and dive into this. And if you want a copy of this, let me know. I'll be happy to. I think I might put a copy of it in the description of this video, so you can just download it if you want. So as I said, this is what it's going to be about. And so I made this in Canva, the heart of the home. That's what I'm going to really be talking about, because like I said, God gave me that graphic, and I don't feel guilt anymore. I just feel like as an older woman, I want to mentor younger women, younger families to seek God, to seek what He tells you your roles are. So I'm going to flip the page, and then as I showed you, I got these really fun cards from Temu, and I'm just really into the flowers, and we did the background, a lot of flowers. So you're gonna see me use some of these in this little journal. So what I decided to do was I trimmed it up a little bit, and then I went ahead and I printed this in a smaller version, and I've added a little tab, and I'm gonna make a pocket, and then I'm gonna stick that in there. And then I made this, I cut, the top of it off, and I put it on this biblical household roles. And that's what I'm gonna do on the first page. So let's go ahead and glue this part in. And as I said, I hope that you, if you want to make something, if you want to make this, yes, there's a craft. There's always a craft with me. The craft, it's a junk journal type of a thing. And I want to go really right on the edge because my card is almost the same size. Anyway, yes, I'm going to show you how to do fun things. But the reality is, I was watching some videos yesterday, and women were like, well, look, here's 10 ways to do this, 10 ways to do that, things you can add. And then I started realizing that making a junk journal without faith is actually a lot easier, because I can just take all this ephemera that I have, that I've made, and I can just shove it in here, right? But then God reminds me, Diane, what did I tell you about making empty journals? Because even though they're beautiful and they're full of pretty ephemera and things like that, they're really empty, aren't they? Because they don't, I didn't use them as an opportunity to go deeper with God and to share His word. And so, of course, I have to do that, which means I have to stop and make all this stuff, because it's not like it's in some kit. I just sit here and make stuff for myself, right? So that's the first one. And then this will go, and I'm going to stick it in there before the glue is dry so that it saves the glue spot, okay? So that's the first one that's going to be in. So it's going to be a short video, because I'm just going to take one or two of these every day and kind of share with you. And I'm going to write some of my notes. Now, one of the ones I want to talk about today is home as a place of hospitality, that your household serves others in love, and that's Romans 12:13. Now, one of the gifts that God gave me was the gift of hospitality. And what's the gift of hospitality? It means I love. It's not that I've ever felt forced to. I love to create a beautiful home because I'm an artist. Of course, my house is really beautiful. And at the time, my husband and I had a business where he was a painter and wallpaper, and we made people's homes really beautiful. And I've always loved that. So I love to decorate, and I love to think of what would make people feel comfortable to come into my home. And I love to cook for people because I'm a really, really good cook. So home is a place of hospitality. Actually, what's really strange is that even though I wasn't a Christian, I did that. I got married at 29, and for the first 5 or 6 years, every holiday, I always had a big party, and I invited all, my husband's parents lived near us, and I loved them. They loved me, and they would come. Sometimes my parents would come, but I always had big parties, and I made elaborate food. So to be honest, my boys grew up in a place where the home was a place of hospitality. We invited people over, and whenever I'd meet their friends, I'd try to meet their friends' parents, and I would invite them to parties and stuff like that. So I did get that one right, but I wasn't doing it thinking of it as sharing my faith. I just did it to make people feel and have a really good time. I guess that's, what I wanted to That's just the way I lived. So that's the one for today. I'm going to probably put a little bit of my notes right on this page. But I hope that you will enjoy this little series for the next couple of days, making a really fun accordion junk journal, but let's fill it with our faith. So if you get this graphic, go ahead and print it. Maybe you put your notes down and think about, if you're older like me, did you live a life? Did you have a home that had the biblical roles correct? You know, that's a really good question, isn't it? So here's my little journal. As I showed you how to make it. And you'll notice that I didn't cover up all the Amazon stuff. I just think it adds really fun. And look, when we put something on top of it, you don't even see half the stuff anyway. But I want you to look at this as a simple repurposing of junk, right? Shipping paper. But what did I transform mine into? I want to remind myself of a family's purpose. And that, again, I am an older woman and can teach younger people. It's not just an art project. It's not just a junk journal. It's going to turn into a faith journal or a truth treasure journal, right? So maybe you're a wife, a parent, a grandma. Maybe you're young and you're building your new home. So remember that the roles that God gave us, you know what, they're not heavy burdens. They aren't. And they're not restrictive. And the whole feminist movement tells you, oh, that's, you know, why would you be subservient? Why would you let somebody have control over you? That's not where I'm going at all. So I hope that you will be open your mind and your heart to look at, what did God say our roles were? What should our homes look like? Okay, and that this little study here maybe is an invitation for you that you could then turn to God and partner with Him in shaping the spiritual climate of your home, whether you're older or younger. Because, you know, even at this point, if I was married, I would be following these things, but I'm not married, I'm single. So I encourage you to grab some of your own packaging paper this week, start your own little blueprint journal. And I think what I'm finding as I'm going through the series is how much clarity is coming to me when I seek these God truths. I get them into my head and then I get them on paper. So thanks for spending time with me today. I'll see you in the next one when we're going to walk through some more of these roles and see what we can learn, how we can be transformed. So, see you in the next video.